What's poppin'? Always emotion, understanding, constantly growing, always aim high for your goals to transcend time into the day that you die. In Jesus' name, we rise and realize that God is with us to change lives. I want to make a distinction real quick because I'm going to make videos like this in the future for sure. And for anybody who goes back to any of the videos I made in the past, I want to make this clear. Jesus is Lord because Jesus came from the Holy Father, and that Holy Father is the all divine, or the divine nothingness that created it all, who said, "Let there be light" in Genesis 1 and created the world in the 7 days. Jesus was a part of that process prior, and every single thing that's happened since then has been a story that has to be written, that Jesus already knew, that the Lord already knew, and has to play out in order for us to fully understand the full story and what we as a society need to know in order to build the kingdom of the Lord. Now, mind you, the Lord doesn't need any of us. Jesus doesn't need any of us to complete his mission. If you aren't locked in, you will be tossed to the side, and then somebody else will take your place. You will call somebody else who's more ready to do it. To make that clear. But I'm going to release a video. If it, well, I probably already would have released it by now. Talking about nothingness and how that nothingness caused and created everything. And I believe that nothingness is the true Holy Father, the Lord that called Jesus, who birthed Jesus, and who controls everything else. Because that is the being that created every single thing that we know in this world. Not us, not the names that we've provided, not the languages that we've developed over the years, not the scientific fields that we've built. These are all ways that we as a human race have been trying to understand the world. But every single thing goes deeper than that. I believe that um, that nothingness is something that we really need to understand and come to terms with more. I don't want people to get um, sidetracked and think that I'm saying uh, we just need to sit and do nothing and it'll figure itself out. That's part of it. It's a balance and it's something that we figure out over time, when to chill and when to do things and when to. But that's something that we get called to do at a period of time. But today I was on a train and I was just looking at um, scenery um, out the window, and I was just like, dang, the same being, the same creator that created me was the same creator of the ocean water, the lakes, the mountains, the trees, everything that we know. There's so much more to this world that meets the surface and reaches our eye that we don't have any understanding of. And every single moment that happens is a moment that God creates. So you got to thank the Father. You got to thank Him. You got to thank the Father for giving you the opportunity to experience that moment, every single moment. And it seems like something that's like, oh, every moment, every single day. Yes, it's something that I've been trying to do, and it's difficult because we are so caught up with the way that we've learned and grew in our life that it's not easy to switch your ways in a split second, but it's something that you work towards every day. And the goal is to consistently and wholeheartedly acknowledge the nothingness that created everything in this world. And that nothingness is the Holy Father, the Father who, when we aren't on this world anymore, will still exist and was on this world prior to us existing. And once you come to terms with that, then the true you emerges, and all the dreams and things that you wanted to accomplish in this world suddenly become so much more bright, and the path becomes a lot more attainable to the true you, who you want to become. But you start you start straying from the path when the devil catches you and prowls and goes into your ear and is like, no, you shouldn't do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that. But if you feel compelled to watch this video, and after this video you have moments where you feel as if you need to You have an intuitive feeling that you need to switch something and you need to do something, do it. Listen to that intuition, that first calling. But don't take credit for that feeling. Never take credit for the words that come out of your mouth, or never take credit for the actions that you do, because the only reason why you are doing these righteous actions is because of the almighty nothingness that created you to begin with. The Holy Father, the one that birthed Jesus, and the one who led Jesus on his path. And it's extremely fortunate that we've been blessed with Jesus' words in this lifetime that we can read and understand. I'm not even going to get into the whole topic about everything else. If you really want more information on Jesus, then you should watch Professor James, the Chinese professor who's been teaching about Gnostic enlightenment, and read or watch his video about what the Roman Empire did to Jesus' image, and what they inevitably did to Jesus, and how we as a society need to understand Jesus for us to really get past this constricting creation that, not only is a creation, this constricting entity that exists that holds us as a society back. But I want to make it clear, I believe in Jesus, and I love Jesus with all of my heart. And if I love Jesus, then I also love the Holy Father that created every single thing. And in every single moment, we need to trust that power. I made a project called God is Working, and there's a bunch of meanings behind it that I still don't even understand. And I'm thankful, and I pray that I never take credit for any of it, but I can give it to God for blessing me with the ability to just write. But it's God is working. God is not God has worked or God will work, but God is working. Now, he has worked before. God has worked before, and God will work in the future. But we're not worried about that. God is working. So God is in the present. God is working. And if you call on God today, right now, God will show you the path. But do not let Satan deter you from walking on that path, because it's not going to be sweet. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be happy and sunshine and rainbows every single day. There might be some good days, but the reality is knowing that you need to walk that path. Don't be deterred from whatever God tells you to do.